So we already all know that the rate of obesity and type 2 diabetes plus metabolic syndrome is literally skyrocketing right now. Data from the Center for Disease Control reports that 40% of the US adult population has obesity, while 73.6 adults are overweight, and about 1/3 of the US population has metabolic syndrome. And within the normal weight population, about 8.6 adults have metabolic syndrome or insulin resistance syndrome, and this 8.6% represents the skinny fat population, not overweight or obese, but metabolically unwell. These statistics get even more crazy when we look at how many people are using anti-obesity and anti-diabetes drugs like semaglutide, liraglutide, tirzepatide, or Wegovy, which is approved for use in children with obesity and diabetes. Welcome to my channel. This is Nutrition by Elsa, and if you have not yet already, make sure you subscribe to this channel so you keep up to date with all the health and nutrition nonsense, plus learn a wee little bit of science as well. In today's wee little video, we're discussing how you can use green tea and green tea extract to improve metabolic health, increase fat burning, and keep your body in tip-top shape.
So grab a nice cup of green tea, have a nice matcha, and enjoy the video.
So what even is metabolic syndrome? Metabolic syndrome describes a grouping of 5 major and highly related risk factors for developing type 2 diabetes and cardiovascular disease, 2 of the most common causes of death in North America. Metabolic syndrome is also referred to as the deadly quartet because when these risk factors happen together, they dramatically increase your risk of dying from these diseases. And the defining criteria for metabolic syndrome is central obesity, high blood pressure, high blood triglycerides, low HDL-C, and high uncontrolled fasting blood sugar. These risk factors are highly associated with and further exacerbate problems of chronic inflammation, fatty liver disease, low levels of physical activity, and it causes fat cells to behave badly. Essentially, in obesity and with metabolic syndrome, there's rapid expansion of fat cells. In this case, fat cells may become hypoxic or starved of oxygen. And when the fat cell is literally being starved of oxygen or starved of nutrients, the adipocyte might either die, so necrosis, or it will continue to expand beyond its preferred capacity. And at this point, the fat cell will become dysfunctional. It starts secreting these pro-inflammatory adipokines, and these increase local inflammation and they increase insulin resistance. In this case, your fat cells really become dysfunctional and it's just not good. Metabolic syndrome also causes sharp increases in inflammation, and this is measured by blood tests showing elevated levels of CRP, TNF-alpha, IL-6, and other pro-inflammatory biomarkers and cytokines. It has also been observed that in those with metabolic syndrome, there is decreased activity of your body's natural antioxidant system. These are enzymes like catalase, superoxide dismutase, and glutathione peroxidase. And when this happens, your body loses its ability to naturally protect itself against free radicals and oxidative damage. And then in obesity and metabolic syndrome, there are noted decreases in the function of endothelial nitric oxide synthase. This enzyme allows your blood vessels to produce nitric oxide, which allows for vasodilation and promotion of healthy blood flow. When you have good, healthy blood flow, tissues like in your heart, in your brain are able to get the nutrients and oxygen that they need to perform normal cellular function. When you have healthy blood flow, your tissues are also able to clear any toxic metabolic byproducts or any metabolic waste that could be being produced in these tissues. So healthy blood flow and vasodilation is very important, and metabolic syndrome and obesity causes high blood pressure, inflammation that reduces blood flow. In addition to all of this, insulin resistance, a major risk factor of type 2 diabetes, has been shown to increase levels of oxidative stress by increasing superoxide anion and increasing hydrogen peroxide, while decreasing catalase, one of your body's natural antioxidants that deals with these nasty free radicals, superoxide and hydrogen peroxide. So when you have these metabolic diseases, you end up with this huge snowballing effect where one inflammatory condition triggers another and things just rapidly spiral out of control. So without further ado, let's get into the science of green tea and green tea extract.
If you want to get my sources, references, and citations, plus read literally the whole entire script, I'm going to upload this to my website, nutritionbyelsa.com, as a free download. So you can go over there, literally get this for free, read it for yourself, and figure out what the frick is even going on with green tea and how it's improving your metabolic health. So let's figure out what the frick is even going on with green tea.
Green tea is high in catechins, and catechins are strong antioxidant molecules which have been very well demonstrated to improve insulin resistance, hypertension, reduce chronic inflammation, plus increase fat oxidation and increase energy expenditure. There are 5 green tea catechins, each with 5 to 8 hydroxyl groups, and each of these catechins are fully capable of neutralizing free radicals and mitigating oxidative damage. Of the 5 green tea catechins, epigallocatechin gallate, EGCG, is the most potent. It has 8 hydroxyl groups. This maximizes its antioxidant power and allows for significant potential in reducing cardiovascular disease, lowering blood pressure, and lowering markers of inflammation. Green tea catechins may also aid in metabolic health by improving complications brought on by metabolic syndrome, improving lipid oxidation, and stimulating thermogenesis. And although there is no conclusive evidence regarding EGCG's efficacy as an anti-obesity or weight loss supplement, its consumption can still dramatically improve the health of those with obesity or high blood pressure and insulin resistance. And this is all primarily due to the chemical structure of the catechins. Because the catechins have these hydroxyl groups, they can neutralize free radicals and prevent oxidative stress. So onto the data. One study in 56 hypertensive patients with obesity found that 3-month supplementation of 208 milligrams EGCG significantly lowered blood pressure and markers of inflammation, specifically TNF-alpha, tumor necrosis factor alpha, and interleukin-6, IL-6, compared to placebo. Those randomized to the green tea intervention also saw significant reductions in fasting blood glucose. So blood glucose fasting went from 5.6 to 5.3, and they also saw reductions in HOMA-IR.
Homeostatic model of insulin resistance, I believe is what it stands for.
And their HOMA-IR scores, so their levels of insulin resistance, reduced from 7.8 to 6.8. These were both significant differences, and these were not observed in the and these benefits were not observed in the placebo, so we know that they came from taking the green tea. And what's really interesting is that despite all of these benefits to metabolic health, there was no significant weight loss. At the start of the trial, participants were all obese with an average BMI of 33. At the end of the 3 months, everyone taking green tea had significant improvements in metabolic health, but no significant reductions in body weight and no significant reductions in waist circumference. So that study literally just showed that if you take green tea supplements while you are obese or overweight, you can improve your metabolic health without seeing any reductions in your body weight. Another study using higher doses of EGCG, 856.8 milligrams per day in 73 obese women with high LDL cholesterol, found that green tea extract lowered LDL-C by 4.8%. The green tea also increased leptin, a hormone involved in stimulating both lipolysis and fatty acid oxidation. So if you want to maximize the benefits of green tea, an ideal dose might be around 3 cups per day or taking 200 to 400 milligrams EGCG. This is what has been proven in the clinical trials to reduce blood triglycerides, improve sensitivity, and improve metabolic health. These studies all used green tea supplements with high EGCG content, so make sure when you're choosing your supplement, you look for one that has like 200, 400 milligrams of EGCG. I personally don't take any green tea supplements, but I do enjoy green tea pretty much every day and matcha on the rare fancy occasion.
So, I hope you liked this video. I hope you learned something so cool, exciting, and interesting. Let me know in the comments your favorite way to enjoy green tea or matcha, and make sure you subscribe so you keep up to date with all of this health and nutrition nonsense. Goodbye, everybody. See you later. Mwah.
Data from the Center from this is metabolic syndrome also causes in addition, these vasodilating, these daily 100 to 400 milligrams